Hey guys, what's going on? So today I want to talk a little bit about the topic of how to network on LinkedIn with a perfect stranger, specifically to get a job. As you can see here, I'm at the Amazon spheres. I have that in the background. It looks like I'm in a tropical rainforest, and it's a little bit sweaty. I had an interesting message come through on LinkedIn yesterday that I want to share with you, and I'll kind of dissect some of the things that I think this person did correctly to grab my attention. And I'll summarize the message here. He said that his wife showed him one of my videos, and the story that I told in the beginning about my career change and how I transitioned in the corporate world as I sought stability for my young family was like looking into the mirror, right? He's trying to make a connection with me. He went back to school, got a degree with honors, went to networking events, applied to numerous jobs, and was published in numerous magazines, but he's still looking for a job. So he didn't hard sell the question of, can you help me find a job at Amazon? I have a lot of people that reach out to me specifically with that question. They don't try to make a connection with me at all, and I'm not compelled at all to reach back out to them, right? But because he made a connection with me and we have a similar story, I felt compelled to reach back out to him. He went on to say, would I be willing to meet up for a cup of coffee? His treat. He promises to not take up more than 30 minutes of my time. So also, he time boxed the meeting as well, and which I thought was nice of him. So I knew exactly how much of a time commitment that I had to make in that meeting. When we actually did wind up meeting, the first thing I wound up saying to him was, how can I help you, right? Because we had similar stories, I really felt compelled to help him. Now, what he said immediately was, he turned it around. He actually said, no, I'm actually here specifically to learn all about you and your story, right? He turned it around. It got me talking about my story. And then I felt even more compelled at that point to ask him how I could help him, right? And it's funny, during the whole meeting, I don't think he would have ever brought up the topic of how could I help him get a job at Amazon. In fact, I think if I never brought it up and I would have left the meeting, he would have probably said, thanks a lot for meeting, it was great connecting with you, I'd love to connect again, right? He probably would have just left it at that. And so I thought that was a really interesting tactic, whether he knew it or not. Now, another thing he wound up doing was he wound up giving me this book by Lewis Howes, The School of Greatness. That's a signed copy. It's just another gesture, right? It's something he didn't have to do. A couple key takeaways in this, guys. I think when you're reaching out to somebody on LinkedIn, I think it's really important to not hard sell the fact that you're looking for a job at that company. I think you lead with a couple points of connection, whether that's the same school that you went to, or whether it's an article that person wrote that you were really intrigued by, that had some similarities with your background, something along those lines, right? Make that connection first. Don't hard sell that you're specifically looking for a job. Sell the fact that you're interested in learning about that person. You're also highly likely to have the person across the table from you that you've just met say, how can they help you? And then you can launch into that conversation if it gets brought up. But if it doesn't, that's okay. Last point, make sure that when you're reaching out to somebody, time box it, right? That sets somebody at ease and lets them know how long they actually have to commit to the meeting. And a gesture of buying them a cup of coffee is always nice as well. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. I got a lot more videos coming on the topic of career development and on the topic of LinkedIn. We will see you on the next one. Thanks a lot.